What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Loopring. Merry Christmas, folks. So, Loopring is a layering solution for Ethereum, one that I'm bullish on because, well, there's a couple of reasons, but one that I don't think people are that aware of, which is why I think this can still do a run. I think there's a particular event that will occur that will really rally Loopring in the future. Also, we want to take a look over the past year. Let's look at the most Googled cryptocurrencies per month. Let's see which are popular, and let's look at what VCs are doing because they are still, guys, plowing money into the markets. Before I get into that, though, if you are new to this channel, these are the first 26 coins that I held when I made the channel and spoke about when I made the channel. Had you put in just $100 into each of these coins when I release videos about them, and then you basically ignored them for 2 straight years, you did everything wrong, right? And you'd still be in profit for 6.3k, and that's doing everything wrong. Remember, at some point you have to sell an investment to make profit. So if you just sold these coins last year when the market's rocketed up, instead of like 6.3k, you could have made 123k if you just sold these last year. I did. These are not what I hold anymore. If you want to see the coins I own, you can go to copymycrypto.com. The link is right here. Is where I share every coin I own. I let the members know in real time anytime I buy or sell a coin. I release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets. And guys, fundamentally, look, there's a history of success here. No YouTuber in 2020 was talking about Phantom. I did a Udemy course literally called The Best Cryptocurrency Investment of 2020. All about Phantom. Said it would 100x. Said, and I explained all my reasoning for it in this course. Now, obviously, it did a 677x from when I recorded the Udemy course. Had you put in 2 grand into Phantom when I did that, you'd have made 1.3 million, which is not too shabby. Now, I will find another Phantom, and when I do, I'm going to tell the members all about it. I'm going to go onto my site. I'm going to tell them why I think it can do huge gains, what percentage of my portfolio it's going to reflect, all of that. If you want to copy along, if you want to see the next big coin, all you have to do is go on the site. And remember, everything on that site can be verified against the YouTube channel's history. Feel free to do that, and maybe I'll see you there, guys. So, Loopring. Loopring. Right. If you're unfamiliar, Loopring is a layering solution that uses zero knowledge proofs. Market cap's around 275 million right now. And one thing that Loopring have done is grow their DEX. Now, the DEX to me is not doing the volume that I would want, but let me just get into this. So the Loopring wanted to combine centralized and decentralized crypto exchanges to create a protocol that enjoys the advantages of centralized exchange and eliminates inefficiencies. So what I mean by that is they have great things um, within their solution, like one sec, let's get that one. So if you want to trade, you can do the order book trade. Now that is literally what you get on exchanges, so it's a really nice feature. And what it does mean is that fundamentally, um, you can sort of see the back order of um, the back orders, sorry, on the DEX. So it means you can sort of try and get the best price. You know, that's a real big benefit. They also have multiple different earn features, whether that's AMMs or dual investment features. Obviously, as you can see, huge percentage returns on some of these. Um, but generally, look, I mean, and it's usually dual investments that's bringing the huge percentage yields. Um, but they've got a lot of different cryptos now that are actually featured on their uh, order books, or sorry, on their DEX. So that in and of itself is a good sign because obviously they're growing really well um, in terms of what they've got up and running. So I think they've probably achieved what they wanted to achieve in terms of combining centralized and decentralized exchanges. And look, I do expect DEXs to get a real good run next bull cycle because of everything that happened with BlockFi, Celsius, Voyager, FTX, 3 Hours, Alameda. I know 3 Hours and Alameda are not centralized exchanges, but those things were contagion events that really damaged some centralized exchanges, along with some just acting really irresponsibly. So what Loopring have done is basically they've highlighted that, look, a major problem for centralized exchanges is a lack of transparency, the fact that trades are not settled on the blockchain but rather stored in the exchange's internal records makes possible price manipulation by the exchange, and it allows it to use user funds for unauthorized purposes while in custody. Sound familiar? So in order to eliminate these problems, a new type of trading has emerged over the past few years, which are DEXs. And while removing the custodial and transparency risks, DEXs introduce disadvantages of their own, mainly lower efficiency and fragmented liquidity. Now, Loopring have bang on achieved what they wanted. They are now they are officially Ethereum's first zero knowledge rollups. They're fast, secure. They have 100 times lower fees, only on the layer 2 though, so that's worth bearing in mind. So you've got to swing onto layer 2 assets to start trading. Now, what I like about, again, Loopring is a couple of key things, but one in particular is Vitalik. Vitalik Buterin has spoken of Loopring on multiple different occasions. He's actually done posts on the potential for ZK rollups. This is his post on E3 on ETH Research or ETH.ch. And it's about the on-chain scaling to potentially 500 transactions per second through mass transaction validation. This was something that he posted in 2018, which runs through how ZK snarks can work in order to minimize gas costs and effectively get greater throughput, which is higher transactions per second. And he's talked about that, and he's specifically talked about Loopring on multiple different occasions as well. And that for me is quite intriguing because, look, Vitalik is probably he's got to be in the top 3-4 people, most influential people in the crypto space. He's probably number 1, although you can make the argument for CZ and hell, Elon at this point. But he has repeatedly brought up Loopring as a very, very good layering solution multiple times. In interviews he's done it. In articles or talks that he's done it. He's brought up Loopring, and Loopring, for that reason, I think can enjoy a run. There are a couple reasons for Loopring's potential. Number one, DEX itself will see a lot of volume. Right now, the volume is really weak, so that's a negative for me. As a big negative going against the Loopring exchange and against Loopring as a token. But I do believe that we're going to see that DEX run, even though people have short-term memories in crypto. I've said this multiple times, but the people that got burnt by DEXs, by centralized exchanges, are going to go to DEXs, and Loopring is really well positioned. Combine a surge in volume in the next bull cycle with an article that comes out about where Vitalik talks about Loopring, or combine that with a talk that Vitalik does where he talks about Loopring, and Loopring will rally off the back of that. Now, Loopring managed to hit heights of sort of $3.50 or so in the previous cycle, And when we look at the long-term chart, it has actually gotten better and better and better. So for me, what bodes really well in terms of potential for Loopring is um, the long-term charts combined with the centralized exchange issues that we've had over the past year, combined with Vitalik's clear preference for Loopring across a number of different um, layering solutions. And Loopring has the potential to do that run. Now, $3.50 is certainly achievable. I would actually be looking a little higher, possibly $5 or $6, based on just the overall market appreciation for Loopring over the course of time, where it has made new highs. And Loopring is an OG of crypto. You know, it was first built for Neo and then transitioned onto Ethereum. And all in, I really do believe that this has got the potential for a run up to $5 or $6 because it is one of the preferred layering solutions. They have built and grown pretty well. They do need a couple of things though for me. Number one, I would like to see a shift to alternate DeFi solutions. That's where I do think it falls down right now. So what I would want to see, because they've added layer 2 NFTs, they've added some pretty cool stuff, but they're limited on the DeFi features. So I'd want a lending protocol, possibly a yield protocol, but obviously depending on how they're going to do it. And they've sort of got that with dual investments. And if they can introduce some new DeFi protocols, particularly lending and borrowing, I think Loopring can move up a leg, certainly get some more volume for themselves as well, and that can only be a good thing. Because again, you know, really low settlement costs on the gas, high throughput. You know, they're moving from strength to strength. But now we've got to see growth. So what they're going to do next is key. They've said that they've proposed the concept of ETHport, which was the purpose of for users to experience layer 1 DeFi products on Loopring's layer 2. Now, if they can push on that and really grow that, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. And I do think, you know, Vitalik has spoken about Loopring 4 or 5 times over the past 4 or 5 years. And each time he has, it's been met with a real surge in trading volume, surge in price. So that happens again, combined with a bigger run into DeFi, and Loopring can hit new highs. But what do you guys think? Interesting question. Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're a new user, particularly subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel more than you can know. And on top of that, guys, these videos will make you money, so you don't want to miss them. And guys, if you want to see the coins I own right now, you can go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my portfolio. Every coin I own, every one I buy, every one I sell in real time. I have tutorials set up on the site for the members, so anyone that's brand new to crypto can learn how to get in. And guys, fundamentally, look, if you want to see the coins that I own, if you want to have the history of success, or match the history of success that I do, you know, Phantom went up 677 times in the last bull cycle. I'll find another Phantom, and when I do, the members will find out all about it. So if you want to get those kind of gains, go read the site now, guys. The link's in the description. It's that simple. And let's have a look. Crypto is down, but VCs keep pouring money in. This is true. Even after the Sam Bankman-Fried contagion event of FTX, we've seen just a ton of different money going in. there was this 4.75 million round for a thing called Earn Alliance, a 70 million raise for a thing called Ramp Network, 15 million for Robotic Games, 3.1 million for a Burn Ghost, 72 million for Key Rock, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Animoca Brands has a $2 billion metaverse fund. Um, it's just, I mean, there's money just flying into these markets. They're not going anywhere. And that's sort of the reminder for people is, yeah, I know, we've had a ridiculous year in terms of some exchanges and everything else going down, but money is still filtering in because this Web3 and metaverse, as much as I don't like metaverse, all of that is the future. It's all the future. So you got to bear that in mind. Um, if VCs are still putting money in, they think that this is long term, that they have a long term view for crypto. That's key. That is key. So bear that in mind, guys. Um, it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. I'm sure we're going to see more web money flowing into Web3 products projects as well. And guys, top 5 most Googled cryptos: Bitcoin, massively far and away ahead. Shiba, surprisingly ahead in terms of the US monthly searches. Dogecoin is actually in second place on global. Ethereum's fourth, Avalanche fifth, Litecoin sixth, Cardano seventh, XRP eighth, SafeMoon ninth, and Nexus 10th. I'm surprised by Nexus. So Bitcoin still remains the most Googled, and Tim Draper still predicts that Bitcoin will reach 250K by the middle of next year, which he is clearly wrong. I mean, the way I work it out that he's come to that number as well is that he's literally done a multiplier. So what he's done is he's gone, in 2018 the peak was 20K. From 20K to the previous peak, the most recent peak, which is 69K, that's about a 3.5 times gain. What's a 3.5 times gain from 69K? That's around about 245. Yeah, 245,000. So he's done that. Like that's the maths he's done. I don't, and I'm, month from cycle to cycle, the gains reduce for Bitcoin. So I would be shocked to see 250K reached in the next bull cycle, which, by the way, will not happen in the middle of this year. The next bull cycle won't be kicking on until probably 2024. We might see some rallies this year, but we're not going to see a bull cycle. So, Tim Draper, the venture capitalist, venture capitalists still get things wrong, guys. And I'd be very, very shocked. Very, very shocked. Do any of you think Bitcoin can hit 250 this year, this coming year? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it will? Not if it, of course it can, but will it? No, I don't think so. But let me know in the comments down below. And that's it from me, guys. Hope you're having a lovely day. Take it easy. Bye bye.